We went on our hot girl summer trip.
Yes, we did.
I'm gonna take off my bikini top and flash them. And then later we Google the yacht and see like who owns it. And it's fucking Michael Jordan's yacht.
Chemical X.
Okay, we ready? Buongiorno tutte.
I don't believe that you just did that. Alessia goes, can I start? I have an idea. And that's her idea.
No, don't say that I said that.
Well, absolutely.
I want to start it with Six in Italy because we just came back from Italy.
100%. But I mean, I didn't know that that's the Italian that was going to come out of your mouth. Jeez Louise.
What is up, guys?
What's up, everyone? You're probably thinking, bitch, we just saw you. It's only been a week that you took off. But for us, it feels so long because we pre-recorded a bunch of episodes. And it's actually like 3 weeks that we haven't shot. Or maybe more.
I think it might be a month.
No, I think
it's 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks.
Whatever, Veronica. 3 weeks a month.
But I'm so excited to be back. We went on our hot girl summer trips.
Yes, we did.
Everyone keeps asking about it. They're like, it looked on Instagram. It looked great.
I'm very mad pumping into people because they're like, how was your Europe trip? I'm like, honestly, like, wait for the podcast.
Well, I'm not going to repeat it 60 times.
And also, we're passing each other. I don't have 30 minutes to start telling you, like, it was fun. That's what you're going to get when I'm crossing you. Like,
and a lot of people were like, it looked so fun on Instagram. Like, was it still the same? And I was like, actually, yes. Like, I will say that this was, like, start to finish, one of the funnest trips that I've been on. Like, it was just all so good. And also a lot of people were like, but wait, Alessia was in Europe and you guys weren't together. Like, what were you doing?
The weirdest thing for me was that we were on 2 different trips and we spoke about it on the podcast, how we were kind of going both our separate ways.
So I went to Mallorca, Ibiza, Sicily, and then I met up with Alessia and Mykonos and Alessia.
I did Italy and then like different places in Italy, and then I did Mykonos.
And we were just like kind of at opposite times.
I think the weirdest thing about all of this is that I feel like I redid a little bit of a trip I did last year.
Okay.
Whereas I feel like I wish I came a little bit on your trip because you went to my home. Like, hold on, guys. I'm Italian. I'm Sicilian from Catania, okay? Veronica's like first time really doing Italy. The one place she goes is the one place I'm like literally should go because it's my hometown and I'm not doing. And you and a few other of my friends are there. And I felt really like, I feel like I'm on the wrong trip. Like, why are you at my mom's hometown? Like, I was so
You're like, is that my nana in the video?
Like, I was like, why am I not there?
100%. Why weren't you there? Well, you guys, okay, to be fair, they were actually supposed to come to Sicily and it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
Because Sicily is actually quite far. It's a little bit of a bitch to get to from different
And because I
parts
wasn't
in
doing
Italy.
enough time in Italy, it didn't really make sense and wasn't exactly feasible to come considering all the other stuff we were doing.
Yeah. But guys, I will say, obviously, it's very typical of me. I went on my single hot girl summer trip. Like, it's so typical and I hate that, but I loved it.
But wait, I have a question for you. Were you planning on doing this regardless if you were going to be in a relationship? Was that the plan? I think so.
So when I was actually like towards the end of our relationship, it was always in the plan that I was going to Italy because I was going to meet up with my friend Chelsea who had moved there. And it was always like in the plans that I was going to go.
But he was never coming, right?
No, he was never coming.
Okay.
It was just like we were going, but the plan was never solidified. But I was always actually going. And then obviously
I'll tell you what solidies a fucking plan.
Oh, fuck. When you become single, suddenly what else are you going to do? Book flights? You're going to book flights.
Book flights, not feelings.
I was like, what else? What do I have to lose?
Nothing.
See you later. Sayonara.
Yeah.
So I booked my fucking trip. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown because honestly, it was a very juicy trip.
Because there's my stories, there's your stories, there's our stories together. So Veronica's going to kind of start and say her experience, her hot girl summer. Then we're going to go to me and then we're going to kind of join it together.
I feel like I did the trip that you did last year
I
because
was
you were on
literally-
your singles, your fucking all the
Why
single
is it
ladies
always
trip.
like that? A bitch becomes single and all of a sudden she takes off and she's
No,
like...
but it's so typical. I hate myself.
Yeah.
As I was doing it, I'm like, I actually, and people are writing, you look so happy. I'm like, shut up. I was always happy.
Well,
Like,
you're twerking and people are writing to me, her ex-mans must be freaking out. I'm like, what the... Like, that's what we signed up for.
it is what it is. You know what I mean? And listen,
You can't just air out your breakup and then not expect people to write. Like,
not expect people to be concerned. I was very happy though. So The nature of the trip was to meet up with my friend Chelsea in Italy, like I said, because she moved there. But obviously, like I said, when I was single, suddenly I started adding on tours onto this trip.
Add to cart.
So my two best friends, if anyone doesn't know, if you're a new listener, I had lived in Australia for a year and a half a while ago, 4 years ago. And I lived with two girls called Pia and Camilla. And
Shout out.
Shout out Pia, shout out Camilla. And we were like best friends, like really a really special bond, like a friendship like I've never had before. You're like,
yeah, be careful what you say.
No, but like every friendship is obviously different. And like with them,
it's fine.
We obviously have a friendship that was like based on like we weren't like childhood friends or anything.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really like an honest kind of friendship and like a really like
so you're
no
saying
walls.
our friendship is not honest?
It's all coming out wrong.
Be careful what you say.
100%. I'm gonna lose my spot on that. I'm gonna get kicked out of my own house. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like when you meet people outside of your hometown, it's a very different friendship.
Oh, 1,000%.
Very different.
And any friendship you make that's not like shared with other people, you also have a different personality.
100%.
They see you in a different light too.
Yeah. So just all that to say, we really had a special friendship and we were very, very close friends. Like I said, we lived together for the whole time. We were side by side every single day. And then when I left, Camilla moved to Bali, Pia stayed in Australia, and we hadn't seen each other in 4 years because
Crazy.
COVID and everything happened. I was supposed to go back to Australia. I didn't end up going, and all this stuff happened, and we hadn't seen each other in 4 years. And I know that it doesn't sound like it's just like, oh, whatever, you haven't seen your friend in 4 years. But like when I say how much these friends mean to me, like it's like really deep to have not seen them in 4 years. And obviously as time goes by, you kind of like get used to it. And we're not that type of friends like where we're going to keep talking. Like we know that our friendship is special, but there's no point.
I think that's why your friendship is strong.
Like we have
Sometimes you don't
reason.
have to talk to people every single day for you to validate that your friendship is strong,
Exactly. And we're all on the same page with that. Like none of us, we send each other birthday gifts every year.
They send you cheese platters.
Yeah. But like apart from that, we really don't speak that much, which is totally fine. Because at the end of the day, like what do you have to talk about if you're not with each other? So I was really excited to meet up with them. So I had decided that because they were both in Europe at the time that I was going to be there, because they're both European, I was like, let's meet in Spain. Let's fucking party. Let's reunite. And we decided to go to Mallorca and to Ibiza. So we split up our time in both of those places. And I've never been to Spain before. I really wanted to go to Spain. And I was like, what better than to go with like my two girls? Like I haven't seen them in so long.
Veronica, before going on the trip, she's like, we need to meet guys. Like it's got to be a sick trip, And I'm like, Veronica, do you guys realize you have to be someone's type because you're the blonde with the booty. Then you have the tall blonde goddess.
Yeah.
And then you have the model
tan skin Camilla.
Bronze brunette. Like you're walking you three. You're one guy's type.
Well, that's what I said. I said, listen, ladies, we're finding a yacht and I don't care who has to do what. Like if they choose you, they choose you. One of each flavor. I said, listen, we're all going to show our assets and we're going to work hard for this yacht. Didn't get on a yacht. Fuck.
I did, but my stories are coming later.
So anyway, so we went to Mallorca, and I'll start with that because I would say probably Mallorca was one of the craziest parts of my trip. And, when we reunited, actually, I just want to briefly talk about this. When we reunited, it's so funny because I imagine this moment so many times over the course of the 4 years. You're like, is it going to be like a crying moment? Is it going to be like, am I filming and we're running to each other in slow motion? Right. Like, how is this meeting going to happen again after so long? And it wasn't like that. There was no cameras. There was no tears.
Never like the movie.
It was just so, it was like as if I just saw them the day before. Like, hey, how are you? Like, hello. Like, it was just exactly the same as it used to be immediately. Like there was no...
Has anything changed in their lives? Like were they in relationships when they were in?
Yeah, so actually both of them are not recently out of relationships, but they were in relationships out. Like I didn't know their partners and stuff. So they kind of were done with those relationships. There was a lot of stuff that happened, a lot of stuff to catch up on, but still we were like the same. We were just at the same
I feel
place.
like you guys, when you were all together, and now you're at like the same position because you came back, then you had a boyfriend,
They
then you
also
kind of
got
did that,
boyfriends.
and then now you guys are both all recent. It's like
Yeah.
you're meeting back in Australia, but like the same.
Totally agree.
Wild.
And it was really crazy, and it was really nice to like reconnect and to just be at exactly the same place as we always were. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just, it was like nothing had changed. Like, not a day had passed. Even though we were like telling each other all the stories and all the things that have happened, it's like we're literally all the exact same.
But also, where do you start when she's like asking you, when they're asking you things? Where do you start?
Know. I don't know.
Do you even start, or do you just pick up where you left off?
No, I mean, we definitely like, obviously I spoke about my breakup. They spoke about their breakups. And the thing about like life,
they have the podcast to kind of catch up on you with.
But the thing about life is that the little stories that happen every day, they don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Like when you're meeting up with someone again, you just say like the synopsis. You say the Sparks Note version of your life. You know what I mean? Like you don't start saying, and then this happened, and then this happened. Like it just comes as you go.
You're literally like, we broke up, it didn't work out. I'm here, guys. How are you guys?
Yeah. But anyways, it was really fucking nice to reunite with them. Like I can't even explain. So our first stop was Mallorca, and Mallorca was very interesting because it was, I have no idea anything about Spain, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know where we were going, like just everything. I was just ready for anything.
Funnest trips when you don't know what's going to happen.
100%. And on the first day, we got invited through one of P and Camilla's friends, an Australian girl actually. She invited us to come with her friends at a villa that she had gotten invited to. A bunch of people, guys, girls, like
sounds
a
like
big
my
villa.
trip last year. It's so weird.
A big villa. And we're like, absolutely, I'm so down. Private chef dinner. Like we were like, who says no to this? Absolutely, we're going.
Right.
And we show up, and it's like, you never know what to expect when someone says villa and like big group. It's like you could be showing up and everyone's 60 and you're the entertainment of the night and you have to take out the cucarachas.
Yep.
Or like everyone's young, fun, and you're on a set of Love Island.
Yep.
So it was the second one. So I get there and everyone's like young from New York, like so good looking, so fashionable. Like I was like, wow, like I didn't know what to expect, but I don't know if it was this.
Right.
But I'm so fucking down, So I met all these people from New York and other places also in the States, and they were just like the coolest, best people. And it's so funny because when you meet people like that at the beginning of your trip, you're like, where does the trip go from here now? Because I just met the best people. Like, what do I do now? And the guy who was kind of like the main friend, the main guy in the group, like he had invited all the friends to come.
The organizer.
The organizer. He was a really interesting person. And when you meet someone and you're like, I'm so glad that I met you because they just add something, they add like a new way of thinking to your life. So I can definitely say that I learned that from him because he was so interesting in the way that he did things, like very organized, very like, we're doing this, we're going to this restaurant. I made the booking, like everything taken care of. Amazing.
I'm wet.
Everything taken care of all the time. Like you never had to worry about what time are we going? Where should we go? It was like, no, this is what we're doing. And before we go to the dinner, we're doing this. And everything was just so taken care of and so seamless, but also in a way that was so fun. Like he was planning everything for everyone to have the best time, but in a way where he was also having the best time. And it was just really, really fun. And after being around him with like we went out every day that we were in Mallorca, we did it all together. He brought us on wine tours, like all this stuff that I would never have planned for myself, but doing it and knowing that you don't even need to worry about anything and you just go and it's just he already found the best place to go, it's I can't even express that it's the best thing. Young, like my age, 25, super successful, and obviously it's so fun to be around people that are really successful and also with his character, like really humble, really motivated, like everything that he was saying, I was just like, wow, I'm really glad that I met you. Like this was a really valuable experience. Yeah. All of his friends were like amazing, just the coolest, funnest people. It was literally
just good vibes.
Just good vibes. It's to the point where you're like, I want to leave just so that it's perfect, just so that I don't stay and then it's not perfect anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes when you overstay
and then something bad happens. Like I was just like, how can I keep this how perfect that it was? Like I don't even want to touch it, And that's really how Mallorca was. It was really so amazing, and I'm so thankful for that group of people that we met. And like, obviously, when you meet friends traveling, it's a totally different experience. And really, I have to say, like, it was so lovely meeting them. And being with someone who is so taking care of everything. Like literally after we left, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I literally don't know what to do. And we were telling him that, like we were joking. We're like, we literally don't know what to do without you. And the next day he messages us and he's like, I booked you guys an Italian restaurant in Ibiza, 10 p.m. Don't be late. I was like,
so
can
nice.
you book everything else too? But in that, I just gained a new standard. And you know, when you like, so it doesn't even need to be dating, but sometimes you meet people and they bring a new standard to your life.
Yeah.
And like that kind of character, I decided is like absolutely a new standard for me. Like I need someone who's willing to do those things and like will do those things without asking. Like I don't want to anymore like plan all this stuff and decide all the things. Like it was just so nice, and maybe it's not for everyone.
Well, also because you're more in your like feminine element too.
Yeah. To just be like taken care of. Like you choose. It's so I've
literally always been like that, and I just feel like it's like the best way to be, because like you make the man feel like masculine and feel like that's their like job, you know, and then they feel good because they're doing something that's making you happy, and at the same time you're able to get in touch with your like feminine side. So
100%.
Should never take that away.
And I'm a really masculine style of person. Like I always talk about that, how I find I have a lot of like more masculine traits, like masculine energy
you
traits.
can switch if somebody puts you in that position.
100%. And being in that position, it really made me feel like, wow, I actually really enjoy this, and this is something that I would love to find in someone else because I enjoyed it so much. Like it was so fun. I swear, like my trip was heavily impacted by these people, by this person, and it was just so nice.
Yeah.
And he was also like had a really like hustling type of like success story, and that also really motivated me too, because I love being around people that are like me, and it's like I could be you. Like I can't wait to be you.
There's nothing better than meeting people like that, especially on a trip, because it's just like the vibes are there.
So good. And also like mixed with being like humble and just wanting everyone to have a good time. I was like, this is what I want. I want to be in the villa inviting all my friends and we're just having a good time. That's all I want. So that was fucking Mallorca, and it was literally insane. After Mallorca, we went to Ibiza, and now it was just me and Pia and Camilla, fending for ourselves now after being taken care of everything. We're like, what the fuck do we do? And we were just in Ibiza for 2 days, and Ibiza was not what I thought it was going to be. Everyone hypes up Ibiza. They're like, it's fucking crazy. It's going to be nonstop. Like, it's going to be amazing. And personally, and this was just based off of the one experience that I had, I didn't love Ibiza. I liked it for sure, but I didn't love it. And I'll tell you why. First of all, everything's fucking €1,000,000. Like to get into a club, it's €80. And to not pay that, it's a headache. Like everyone's paying that fucking ticket. And then the drinks in the club, €24. I'm like, guys, this is insane. I get why everyone does drugs here. Can't fucking afford this. And the other thing is the clubs are so huge, like 5 rooms. And you can't meet people.
Yeah, you lose the closeness and the like intimacy.
It's not even intimacy. It's just everyone's overwhelmed. No one's speaking to you because there's too many people.
It's like anything, you know. I hate restaurants that are huge because it's like you lose the idea of like walking in, seeing someone you might know. Like it just becomes so big that you lose the intimacy.
You lose it.
Yeah.
And I hated that. It's like no one was talking to us, which is fine, but like no one's talking to us because we don't stand out in any way, because there's just so many fucking people. It doesn't matter.
Do you think if you would have done the trip with the same people you did Mallorca with, would you have thought differently about Ibiza? Probably.
100%.
100%. It's hard to base a trip when you're fending for yourself.
Oh, 100%. Obviously, when you're with good people, you'll have fun anywhere.
Yeah.
But like the actual like vibes and the clubs and stuff, it just really wasn't my style, especially the music, like everything we went to, the beach clubs, they were all huge. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, guys, I'm from Montreal. In Montreal, we're used to not paying for clubs. We're used to not paying for drinks. We're used to using the face card, okay? And let me tell you, in Ibiza, like, the face card does not work.
I'm hot, let me in. They're like, we don't care.
They're like €80. So I'm going to tell you guys about the 2 times that I finessed, like capital F, finessed my way into the Ibiza clubs, because I was like, I'm not paying this ticket. Yeah. I'm not fucking paying this ticket. So the first night, I DM'd every single human. I DM'd Fisher. I DM'd every DJ on the fucking roster, every owner, every single person, okay?
You know what I just thought of? Steve Aoki said, message me when you're in Ibiza. I could have...
But he wasn't performing while I was there.
Yeah, he was.
No, not the days that I was there.
He was
He was like the day before or something, or 2 days before. But it wasn't when I was there.
Okay.
So so I'm messaging everyone, guys. When you start DMing, that's when you know you're desperado. So we show up at the club. It's 2 a.m. because that's the time that people go out in Ibiza. And I'm like, there's the big general. By the way, we have no tickets. We're in line for the taxi. And one girl goes, oh my God, we just bought our tickets right now. We're so last minute. I said, babe, we don't have a ticket. She's like, damn, you guys are really winging it. I was like, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I'm not going down without a fight. So we get there and there's a huge line for general access. And I'm like, we're going to the VIP line. Do I even have a general access ticket? No, but I'm going to the VIP line.
Smart.
100%. You're not, if you don't look the walk, what's the fucking thing? If you don't
But I
talk
think
the talk,
like that's
walk the
what
walk.
anyone should do, right? Just get
100%.
picked up from a guy and then just get.
Well, I tried, but nobody wants to talk to you less than someone going in VIP because you know that the other people outside of VIP, they want to be in VIP. So everyone's walking like this with blinders. Like nobody has to deal with your fucking problems. Like they're just trying to get in the club as well, you know?
Yeah.
It's very fend for yourself moments. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going up to the girl and I'm saying we have a reservation. So I go up to her. I'm like, yeah, we have a guest list under Mike. She goes, that's great. Show me your IDs. I need to check what's your name. I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't ready for that.
Mike,
so basically,
you used just a standard name?
I just said Mike. I said there's a fucking Mike on the roster. But the problem is in Ibiza, it doesn't go through who the guest list is. It goes through your name. They put your full name and last name and you have to show your ID.
Oh, damn, you're fucked.
So I was like, oh, and she's like, not here, babe. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm looking at Clement like, he must have not put us. Like, what the fuck? I'll call him right now. Look, I'll go call him. There was no mic, guys. There was no mic. So as we're walking away, these girls had just been rejected in front of us too. So I walk up to them and I'm like, oh, like you guys are not on the guest list either. Like I was like, we were supposed to be on it, but like he didn't put us. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out now. She's like, oh, was it Fisher's tour manager? And I was like,
yes.
I was like, no, it's another guy. Anyways, hope you get in. Let me tell you, I ran behind that thing and I went, Fisher's tour manager. I'm searching him on Insta. I'm like, if you don't think that I'm absolutely fucking messaging Fisher's tour manager, I
First of
absolutely
all,
will.
the question I have for you right now is why you didn't be like, yeah, actually.
Because they weren't getting in.
I know, but still follow the crowd.
Well, I did. I went and fucking messaged him. So I went to look at him and I see that we have a mutual friend, Moody. And I said, listen, Moody, I know you already did me a favor by coming on the podcast, but you got to do me another favor. I said, look, I see you guys are mutual friends. Do you know him? He's like, yeah, he's actually like a close friend of mine. I said, perfect. I'm clocking in my favor. Can you ask him to put us on guest list? No problem. Puts us on guest list. And those girls who had, given me that little clue, we're still outside. And then we tried to go up. We weren't on guest list. We came back again. We're on guest list. So many times that it didn't work that she just said, okay, fuck it. Just go in. And we said, see you later. So that was our first finesse. And I was like, after that, there's no way I'm paying for another club because now I beat Bowser. Like I hit the final boss.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm going to challenge every single club.
I think it's just fun at this point.
Oh my God, it's so fun. So then the next night we go out again and we go to another club, huge club. And again, I show up without a plan, but I'm with my girl Pia this time.
A little bit earlier too?
Nope, still late. And this night was French Montana. Okay, so what did I do naturally, guys? I DM'd it, including French. I DM'd French Montana.
But what have we taught you on this podcast?
Photographer. But there was no photographer. So I DM'd every single person, once again, DM'd everybody in Ibiza to go to this thing, including French Montana. Didn't work out. So we showed up again, once again, with no ticket. Thankfully, when we get there, the security guard takes a liking to Pia. And I go, here we go. This is what I love to see.
I told you, you're three girls. You got to be someone's flavor.
And she was his flavor. And that's, when you
whose
start putting
flavor
your
is
friend
she?
on a pedestal.
Whose flavor is she not?
100%. But
you took a video of her and I said, well, that's the girl with the sickest body I've ever seen.
100%. So anyway, so he starts talking to us and he's like, do you have guest lists? We're like, no. He's like, do you have a ticket? We're like, also no.
He's like, I'm also trying here.
Yeah, he's like, give me fucking something. Seriously, you guys are showing up with nothing. We literally showed up empty-handed. He pawns us off. Anyways, puts us to another security guard who also ends up being German, and Pia's German. So as soon as they started speaking German to each other, I went, we are getting in this motherfucking club. Okay? So we get in the club with our VIP wristbands up to the top. And we had actually made friends that day with these like Italian guys that had a booth there. So we went to like drink at their booth, whatever. They had invited us to their booth and we're drinking with them. And then all of a sudden I see these 10 BBL girls walk in and I go, what's going on here? Like, when you see people that don't fit the crowd and you're
They're going to
who
French
are you?
Montana's table.
I'm like, who are you? So I see these 10 hot girls walk by And then who do I see walk after? French Montana. And I'm like, here we go. So they take the whole big table in front of us. Like, they're like a lot of people. And now I'm like, well, not him in the club. I know he didn't answer my DM, but hello.
You're like, first of all, unsend, walk over.
So then one of the guys, and obviously I'm ready. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm on display with my drink that the Italian guys gave me at the Italian guys table. And I was ready to ditch any of them to get into that table. So one of the guys at French Montana's table looks at me and he says, come here. And let me tell you how fast I went. No problem.
You literally sprinted.
I literally jumped over the table and said, here, present.
He said, here. You're like, I'm here.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm already So he calls me over and listen, I did not look back. And then I could hear and obviously Pia followed me when I went over. And all I'm hearing in the distance, guys, it's like a movie, you know, when like everything's blowing up in the background. I'm hearing the Italian guy screaming, no, what the fuck? What are you going? No way. As we're being pulled into the red rope, you know, and you have blinders. You don't see what's going on behind you. You just know you're walking to French
Montana. And Camilla stayed behind?
Camilla she didn't
Someone
come out
had
that
to
night.
do the work.
No, she didn't come out that night.
Okay.
We don't give a fuck. We said, us two girls, we're in. We don't give a fuck about you guys anymore.
Guys have to understand, like, just because you got us in, like, we're in. We don't need you anymore.
But he didn't get us in. The security guard got us in. So I have no loyalty to you, sir.
And even if he did get you in, French Montana's table's calling you.
I would have been like, look, bro, it's French Montana. Come on.
Like,
and you would have been like,
who are you?
Look, I could see if I could get a picture with you for him, okay?
I'll see later. You want an autograph with him? Like, I'll hook it up.
So anyway, so we get in there and whatever. It's a normal thing. You're there. Everybody's acting like they're too cool, but whatever.
It's me when I saw Drake. I was
100%. What are you gonna do? Who are you? French? Yeah, whatever.
You're actually not even looking at him because you have to act like you're not a fan.
Well, I also can't look behind me because I have the Italian guy screaming. I can't look at French. I'm actually blind at this point. So we're partying there. It's whatever. I'm at this point, I'm happy. But I'm like, at what point do I go up to him and say, hey, you didn't answer my DM?
At no point,
obviously. But like, I'm there, like, I'm opening the DMs in the club and
that's
I'm unsending
where me and
them.
You are different. I would have unsent that before.
No, I was in the thing going, oh my God, that's him, unsend. I'm going, oh fuck, that's him, unsend.
Oh, you did?
I texted to everyone. So then, anyway, so we're there and we're like safe. We're in this safety booth. And but it's one of those things where like, even Pia, she's like, I have to pee, but I'm not leaving this booth. Like,
yeah, because you don't know if you can get back.
You got in by fluke. Like, you don't leave after that. Like, piss on the floor. Like, figure it out.
Piss in the cup.
So we're like dancing. We're on like the second floor. Like, it's like a balcony, you know. And I'm doing my makeup and I put my phone in my top. Don't ask me why I did that. In my dress that had nothing here. So I put my phone here for a second, and obviously, naturally, it slides out. Falls on the floor, not only falls on the floor, but falls in the crack from the balcony to the bottom. So my phone falls 2 stories downstairs into the pit. And
so now you're like, I need Pia to watch it.
But now I'm like, I'm not leaving this booth. So am I getting a new phone? Like, what's going on here? Like, how am I getting this phone? And now the guy picks up my phone and he goes, come and get your phone. You have to go around. You have to come down. And Pia's like, absolutely not. We're not leaving this booth. She starts shimmying her arm. The guy's climbing the pole to give me my phone back. I'm like, you don't understand. We are not leaving this fucking booth.
That is determination.
Determination. Those long model arms, they came in handy when I dropped my phone. And I said, thank you, Pia. So then, craziest thing, the next day, I get a DM from someone saying, hey, nice meeting you last night. Like, how long are you here for? So I look, and it's the guy who called me in to VIP from French Montana's table, and I see that he had already DM'd me in the past and follows me.
I hate this shit, man.
And I was like, wait.
He knew who you were.
Yeah. And I'm like, when did I ever meet this person?
Were you following him?
No. I'm like, maybe Coachella. I have no idea when I met him, but he had previously DM'd me like back to like a story and was following me. And I was like, what are the chances that I'm here thinking I'm picked up off the street, but he knew me?
That's fucked up.
In Ibiza. Randomly. French Montana's manager is... Anyways, I was just like, this is fucking weird.
This world is weird.
It's very weird. Very, very, very weird. And I was shook.
To this day, you don't know why? You don't know.
I don't know
from where?
how I met him, because he's not even like the type of person that it's like I had to have met him for him to have found me. Like, there's no way he would have just randomly found me.
I feel like it might be Coachella.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe Coachella, like industry, music people, like what the?
Yeah.
And it was fucking weird.
Wild.
Fucking. When you see somebody that you think is a stranger and you realize that they're not actually a stranger,
Yep.
I'm sorry. Anyways, so then that's Ibiza. It was whatever. Italy was Italy. You know, it wasn't. It was a lot more chill than Spain.
Right.
There was
You
only
kind of just ate well, chilled.
There was one funny experience. We were on a boat.
So you made it to a yacht.
No. We did like a boat tour. It was like a private boat tour thing. But there was like still people on it, like couples and stuff. And we're on this boat, bro. We're like, we'll make this bitch a yacht. Like, we don't care.
Yeah.
And now there's like huge yachts in the water of Sicily, okay? And we're like, can we drive by those yachts? So we're like driving by these massive yachts. One of them has a fucking basketball court on it. And like as a joke, Pia's like, oh my God, I'm gonna take off my bikini top and flash them because that's just how she is. So she takes off her bikini
I mean, why
top.
not? If you're not going to do it in Sicily.
Why the fuck not? But the funny thing is we're not on a yacht. We're on a tour boat. Like there's other people on the boat. There's families. There's a nonna. There's couples. There's couples making out. And we're here like, woo, hot girl summer.
Hold on. You guys figured out how to get in French Montana's booth, but you could not figure out how to get on a yacht in Sicily.
I mean, I think that's a little bit more of a challenge. I'm not going to lie.
Is it?
It is.
Well, I don't know.
So anyway, she takes off her bikini top, flashing the whole yacht, okay? The crew members on the yacht are going, woo, they're cheering for her because we're like pretty
Wait, the
close
crew
to
members on your boat?
on
or
the yacht.
Okay.
And then they're like, woo. And now we're like, hey, come pick us up. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was so funny. And after that, obviously, we can't make eye contact with anyone else on the boat after you
No.
do something like
Just
that.
jump off.
Just
You have a
drop
better
us
chance
off here.
swimming to the other boat.
100%. And then later we Google the yacht and see like who owns it. And it's fucking Michael Jordan's yacht.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish I would have been there to
And then I
flash
go
too.
basketball court. It all makes sense. Like,
Right.
and I don't think I think that he rented the yacht because he rents it out, but it's his yacht. And I was just like,
Okay, so he
what?
wasn't on it.
Listen, I don't know. Maybe he was.
And
in
you
one
know,
of the
Michael
rooms.
B. Jordan is recently single, so.
Listen, Michael Jordan, but
Yeah,
I was
Michael B. Jordan.
different guy. So crazy. I was like, what are these chances that like all these things just like what are the chances you flash a yacht and it ends up being Michael Jordan's? Like, I mean, the chances are not super low, but they're still not high.
I mean, she also chose a good boat, one with a basketball on it. I mean, listen. If you're
You
going to flash one.
You choose the one with the basketball court.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do. And then, guys, my trip was done. I was at the airport. I'm ready to go back to Milan. I was going to be in Milan for a day and have to go home, and it was going to be a whole mess.
And at the beginning of your whole trip, I said, you're technically going back on what, a Thursday?
Yeah.
And she had off from work.
I didn't. So that's the thing. I worked at the club on the weekend.
Right, but I was like, Veronica, you're off on your other job. Like, just take off the weekend of working at the club and just come meet us for the weekend in Mykonos.
Yeah.
I was always saying, like, just come.
And I was like, I can't because I already took off the maximum amount of work. Like, I couldn't. So anyways, the day before, I realized that I didn't get scheduled for work. So now it suddenly feels like I have 2 days to do just two extra days on my vacation. Like, what the fuck? So when I'm at the airport about to take my flight to Milan, I'm like, I want to go to Mykonos. Like, and I
knew
tried
when
the
you
night
texted
before.
me, hey, I was like, she wants to come to me. I just had a
100%.
feeling. I felt it.
So I had tried the night before. I was going to go with our friend Peter and we were like looking into things, but then it was looking like we couldn't stay with anyone. And obviously it's harder when you're two people. And he's like, oh, let's just book a place. But I'm like, I know how it is in Mykonos and we're going to be spending so much money on a place. I'm like, I really don't want to pay a place.
And also
so
when you're coming in and out, it's not like you want to go to the check-in. Like, that's a whole day.
100%. So I was like, okay, it didn't work out, whatever. We're just going to go to Milan. And then I didn't even bother asking you because I knew there were so many people. And I'm like, there's no way that they're going to have room for us.
There was a lot of things in the works and everything didn't work out. And we just got very, very, very lucky last second where it was like, we ended up looking online and something rare was like, this is normally never available for the price.
Yeah.
And we ended up just like clutching it. And that was after we got fucked over by so many other things so many times.
So many times.
That like, I think the last thing you heard was that we were literally getting one bed.
Exactly. So I'm thinking there are 4 people in one bed. Like, how is this even working?
But it was going to be like one bed and like another bed, but just not 2 sick rooms.
But I was like, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah.
But then I'm at the airport, guys. My flight is at 8 a.m. And I'm like, I do not want to leave. Like, I want to go to Mykonos. That's where I want to go. I want to go to Mykonos. So I call Alessia. No, I texted you. I'm like, hey, like, what are you doing? How's Mykonos? You're like, so fun. And I'm like, yeah, I was going to maybe come. I ended up getting off work. And you're like, come. So I call her right away. And I'm like, wait, are you serious?
You were about to make your flight, though.
Guys, my flight was last call boarding. They were like, last call. And I'm still sitting there. You know when your body doesn't want to go? It was literally like at the end, last call. And I just call her and I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, come. I swear we have, like, we'll just squish 3 in a bed.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
I'm like, absolutely, Cam. I just skipped my flight. And then that was a whole nother thing though. I booked 4 flights. I fucked up. I booked the wrong day. I couldn't cancel it. I was on the phone all day.
It's very fun to be spontaneous, but I'll tell you what comes with.
Holy guys, I booked 4 flights for one fucking 50. And the flight was initially 50 euros to get to Mykonos. And I think I lost 600 euros in that commotion. But at the end of it, you're still going spontaneous. Yeah. Love it. So I ended up in Mykonos. I was there for 2 days.
She's literally like, fun. Alessia, I'm doing my makeup on the plane. Like when I get back, I'm ready to go out. I'm like, I get it. You're here for 2 days. You have no time to waste. And I want you to know, like, Mykonos was really a trip where it was like, we weren't choosing, to get fucked up in the day and then like have a chill night. It was like fucked up day, fucked up night. So by the time you were coming, it was like 5 days in that we were already there. And everyone was like, listen, like, I can't do this. And I was like, guys, Veronica's coming. And a lot of my friends were like, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I'm not coming out. And I was like, I got to suck it up. I'm going out. Next club. Like, there was no breaks.
No breaks.
Anyway, so Veronica gets there and we had just like finished dinner. And some of my friends were like, well, most of my friends were like, I'm sorry, I'm staying in. And I was like, Veronica, let's hit the city of Mykonos.
And we hit the city.
We hit the city. So in Mykonos, there's like a town and everyone goes. It's where the happening spots are. There's like sick restaurants, sick places to party. And as we're walking on the street, I think it's just our energy. Like we literally walked on the town and it's like we knew that like, first of all, we're walking. It's not even 10 minutes. We meet a fan.
Yeah. Oh my God. Someone stops us and goes, oh my God, you girls are the ones with the podcast. I said, if I'm getting approached by someone in Mykonos right now for my podcast, who calls me first, LA or I call LA? Because I must be famous. But I still can't believe that one person recognized.
But it was just so weird because we're walking and all of a sudden a guy comes up to you. Oh, yeah. You want to take it from there?
So we're walking and this guy comes up to me. First of all, hot guy comes up to me.
Wait, I have the video. Are we dropping it?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Guys, like we said, we are back from a trip. And when you're going on a trip, there's certain essentials you need to bring, especially as a man. And I'll tell you one of them that you cannot go on a hot boy Europe trip without, and it's Manscaped. Because you need to make sure that you're clean, your bushes are trimmed, because on a hot boy summer trip, you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen.
So you better make sure that you're ready to slip and slide right in with a nice, clean dick.
And what are you going to do that with? Manscaped.
Guys, Manscaped is the best in below the waist grooming for men. They have so many products. Their Lawnmower 4.0, which is a ball razor. They have an ear and nose hair trimmer. They have deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, literally everything. So go check them out because you literally need that. That's it. You just need it.
You need that. And with that, we have a discount code like usual. So guys, head on to manscaped.com and use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order and free shipping. You have a lot of people in your life. So don't forget to add to cart and then you'll get 20% off your entire order. So I'm rusty today. Does it show we're back from a Europe trip?
I know.
So Chemical X at checkout for 20% off and free shipping.
That very nice trimmed body, you want to be putting on some nice silky suits that fit you and fit, your balls. You want something that fits nice and snug in all the right areas. And Isotti is where you're going to go to find that because they are bespoke, tailor-made suits made in Italy. You put in your measurements, you get an amazing suit exactly how you want it. And what's better than that?
Nothing. When I was in Italy and I saw a guy in a suit, he automatically became a 10. So
100%.
And it was Italian made. So guys, listen. Go to isotti.com and use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order.
Hot comes up to me. He's like, wow, like, you're so beautiful. Like, can I sing you a song? And I'm like, what did I say, guys, about songs? They sing a song about you when they don't know you, because they wouldn't be writing songs about me if they really knew me. So he goes, can I sing you a song? And I go, here we go. And then he starts singing and I go, okay, you're actually pretty good.
Hold on. He gets a guy to give him a guitar.
He goes, excuse me. He calls over one of the guys who plays the, like the entertainment people. Can I borrow your guitar for a second? Takes the acoustic guitar, starts playing guitar.
Why do you always get these guys?
No. Singing me a song. But at this point, it's a bit like a happy birthday. Like, at some point, you don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm just standing there like, nice, sick.
But like, I don't get these guys who will just write songs about me. I feel like you're two type of people. You're either the type of person who gets a song sang about you, or you're just not that type. Do you know what I mean?
Well, listen, it's two times in my life. It's two times in my life I've had people, well, one person wrote me a song and someone else sang me a song. So I think that's like the odds are I'm a sing-a-song person. And he's just so fucked. I'm like, what's happening right now? Like, where am I? And at the same time, the fan is there.
That's when the fan decides to come up to us and be like, I love your podcast. I'm like, how'd you hear about us? I'm like,
but also you'll be hearing about this story in a week.
Literally, he was literally a fan watching, our episode air. So I'm taking the video, and what was the song he was singing?
I don't know. It was an Ed Sheeran song.
Yeah.
That's my best memory.
Veronica, you gonna kiss that?
But that
so
was
he's
a
singing,
boost, guys.
So he's singing that. He's singing that, and I'm like, well, is he gonna kiss her?
Well, yeah, I have fucking awkward Sally over here. Well, are you gonna kiss her?
Whoa, I didn't say it like that.
And I'm there like,
first time videotaping. I'm like, the podcast. Well, so then I'm like, well, you can't play a song like that. That's like, kiss me now, and then you're not gonna kiss her. And then he goes, well, I would kiss her if she wants to kiss me.
He goes, well, if you want, like, I would kiss you. And
the guy's fucking writing a song about you. Obviously, he wants to kiss you.
But I'm like, okay, like, and even now it's like the parents. It's like doing this. Like, it's literally a gun to
and
head
then to make it feel less like that, his guy friend was asking me for the Instagram. So I'm trying to act like I'm busy because they're about to kiss. So I'm just like,
well, I have a gun to my head to kiss this stranger on the street now.
So
and
you met a guy for 2 minutes and you're making out with him in the streets. And that's what happened in Mykonos.
And guys, it was also like an area with like a lot of lights. Like, it wasn't a sexy area. Like, it was like, we're in the streets. We're in the fucking streets. And then what do you do from there? I said, thanks so much for the song. See you later. Like, it's one of those moments where you just do something because you have to do it because that's life. You just have to say, someone sang me a song, and then I kissed them.
You literally made out with a guy you don't know.
I mean, listen, I've done that a lot of my life. I don't know if that one's
literally same.
Listen, that's not a bucket list thing for me, but like, it was just funny the way it happened, and it was just very mommy. Like, well, are you gonna kiss her? And I'm there going, okay, kiss me. Stale. Like, it was like, if he would have kissed me, I would have let him kiss me.
Also, but you were not like, wasted too.
It was sober. It was like Barbies, like Barbie and Ken. Like, you know when you make them
like,
kiss.
I know it's in the middle of Mykonos. Like, the lights are on. It's not like a sexy club.
Like I said, you're not in a club.
The fan is watching you make out with a random guy.
Guys, we're in front of a Euro shop. They're going, nice.
The guy was probably going, oh wow, they really do say the stories that happened to them.
Well, I had to.
He's going, wow, they really are who they say they are.
Crazy.
I also went to see a girlfriend who was staying in Italy because she's working remote. So she got a place for 3 months, which is in Salerno. For anyone who doesn't know, Salerno's like the south of Italy. So it's like a ferry away from like Positano, a ferry away from like Capri, Amalfi, like that side of Italy. Mm-hmm. So we were staying about like 30 minutes from Amalfi, an hour from Positano, and like 2 hours from Capri. Like, that's the vibe for anyone who like hasn't been to Italy. Yeah, the first like 2 days was like chill, and then we decided to do Capri, which was really, really fun. So we took a ferry, we went to Capri. Capri's fucking beautiful. It's my first time. Like, so stunning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like think, because everything always happens in trips like towards the end, which always sucks. You always wish you meet people at the beginning and you kind of have like your vacation planned out, but everything never happens that way, for me at least. So we had done Capri, and then the next day we rented a boat, and then my friend got really sick on the boat in Capri, and we had got like, it was something that was like really planned. We were so excited about, no, not planned, but I just mean like, we got alcohol. We're like, we're going to get wasted on the boat. And then she started getting sick. I was like, I feel like I haven't really like drank this trip. So like, I was really the one drinking, okay, on the boat. And then the guy who is bringing us around, okay, is seeing I'm getting fucking shit faced. He's like, this girl is nuts. You know, when like drivers are in Italy, like they're kind of like creepy in a way.
Well, listen, a lot of people in Italy are creepy.
Absolutely. We got to talk about Italian boys
Listen,
after.
it's not okay.
So we get on the boat and like he's super normal at the beginning. And then as we're drinking, as one of my friends is throwing up, but my other friend is like, okay, she's throwing up. I might as well start drinking now. It was just like that vibe. It was really fun. And then after he took us around for like the 2-hour tour, he was like, I don't mind, you know, driving you guys around for a bit longer. I'm like, we have the time. We're in Capri. We're only taking our ferry later.
Who's gonna have to blow him? That's what I want to know.
Well, I'll tell you who we chose.
He said, I'll take the girl with the huge tits on aisle 1.
I'll take the girl who's fucking nuts and wasted. She seems like the easiest right now.
Everyone looked at you like, Allah, you're good for payment?
No,
he's gonna drive us around for 2 more hours.
So all of a sudden we're going around with the boat again, and all of a sudden, like, I'm wasted. I'm not like really realizing that he literally pulled down his pants. He pulled down his pants. I'm literally watching him with his fucking dick out, putting on his little
swimming shorts.
He's enjoying the boat with us. Like, he's gonna jump in the water.
Well, he said, I'm taking my uniform off if I'm off the clock.
Holy. So now he was like my friends, they're the worst. You know, they're like, well, we're getting this boat for free now. Like, we passed the time. So Alessia, like, I hate that amount. I'm like, I'm not hooking up with him. Like, I don't want this guy. Like, but they know he chose me. So all of a sudden they're like, okay, let's jump in the water. And they're swimming away. I'm like, don't leave me alone. They're like, oh, that's drunk. Like, it's fine. I'm like, no, I don't want like this guy. I don't want to hook up with him.
It's always the funnest to be not the chosen one.
Yeah, I'm glad.
No,
I hate that though. I love being the other person. 100%. I don't like being the one that has to like pull the fucking ropes for the group. Anyway, so it was fine. We get in the water and he's trying and he's touching my leg. I'm like,
I can't swim.
I'm like, guys, I want to go back on the boat. Anyway, we go back on the boat and like we're drinking a little more. And like at the beginning, he was like, no, I'm not drinking. By the end, he's drinking too. I'm like, why are we even paying you for this boat? If you want to be friends with us, then don't charge us.
Well, invoice me for the alcohol that you're drinking.
I'm crying. Buddy. Anyway, so Capri was just fun, but there's not much to the story. So we leave Capri and then the next day we go for dinner in Italy, just like a random place in Salerno. And we've been making jokes about how Salerno is like, just like, well, who are we going to meet in Salerno? Like, it was just becoming the joke of the week, you know? Like,
well, you're in Laval, like you said, Ale.
Exactly. Like, okay, like, we're making jokes at the point where like we don't even think boats exist in Salerno. Like, but Salerno's absolutely beautiful. It's just to be anywhere in Italy is beautiful. But we're just making jokes like who are we gonna meet here, you know? So we're eating dinner at this Italian restaurant and we're all like pretty tired because we were in Capri the day before and we're all like, we're just chilling. And Mel was like, you know, we have like a few big nights ahead. So like, should we just chill and like not do anything? And we're all like, yeah, you know, we're just gonna chill tonight, not do anything big. And then the waiter starts flirting with us. Turns out to be the owner. And then by the time our bill came, it was like cheaper. We got like a bunch of shit for free. And then he's like, what are you guys doing later? Do you want to come on a boat?
I mean,
Mel answers for all of us. She's like, absolutely. I'm like, don't even like discuss with us. I'm like, weren't you the one who said you want to have a chill night? We're going in. And suddenly that's how our Italy trip began. We're literally 3 girls getting in a car with a random guy who apparently owns the restaurant we're with. So his friend came to pick him up and us 3 up. So now this is where our trip starts. We're getting in the car and it's like a nice Audi. I'm like, this exists here? Like, literally. No, but literally. Okay, the guy in the passenger is the hottest guy I've ever seen. But then his name is Alessandro and my brother's name is Alessandro.
Listen.
So like, you know what I mean. Anyway, and I want to talk about being Italian but not actually speaking Italian. Mel's been there for 3 months and her Italian is crisp, amazing. She's pulling through for the group. Like, if Mel leaves at any point, like, we don't know how to communicate.
And also, Italians don't speak English or like they don't even try.
They don't even try.
They don't fucking try. Like, you better know. Like, there's a lot of times I was like, wow, if I didn't know like how to speak Italian, like I would have no idea what you're saying.
Like, they don't really try.
No.
So we get there and he's going through the thing and then we get on this like huge boat and I'm like, what the fuck? This exists in Salerno? So now we're like having we get on the boat and he's like, I just want to make sure like girls, like you can't post anything. I'm like, here we go. I feel like every time when I go on a boat, it's always like, you can't post, you can't do this. Like, my ex-girlfriend's crazy. She's going to know from the line of the boat. And I'm just like, I'm in Salerno. Like,
who are you?
Who are you? I don't even care. Like, leave me alone. So then they went to get alcohol for the boat. So it was just us three for like 10 minutes. So we all pull out our phones. We're all taking videos. We're like, you think we give a shit that you said don't post? So we're taking a bunch of videos and then they come back and we all put our phones away. But like Mel had left with the guy who was like interested in her, the owner of the restaurant. So now we're with the cutie, Alessandro, who owns the boat, the really rich guy. Okay. And I want to talk. I want to make jokes. There's so many things I want to say, but I can't speak Italian. I'm really trying. And like,
you're going, ciao.
But like, I understand him. I just don't really know how to talk back.
Yeah.
So like, I think that was the most like difficult thing about the trip.
Yeah.
Is that I was really like, I need to go back and really fix my Italian because it's really fucking me over here.
Yeah.
And like Celia really doesn't try. Like I'm trying, you know? And like the only thing you could do when you're when you're with Italian people and you can't really speak is drink.
100%.
And that's what I was doing. And I feel like that's why I drank a lot in Italy. It was like I didn't have Mel because she walked away. So I'm just like, I don't want to be socially awkward. So I'm always like, cheers in Italian. Like just drink. Anyways, we all got fucking smashed on the boat. And Mel kept saying, like, take the boat out. And it's a big boat. Like, and to get it out when you're wasted, like, I don't think you should be doing that anyway. She's like, take the boat out. I want to go to Positano. Like, take it out. So, like, the guy takes the boat. He takes the boat out, okay? She's like, I need to take off on my bucket list that I'm literally jumping off a yacht in the middle of the night. And I'm like, do you want to get killed?
Wait, that's
I know there's no sharks in that fucking ocean, but, like, there's still jellyfish.
You sure about that?
Well, I thought there was, and then someone was like, "Oh, there's no sharks in that water. It's just like jellyfish." I'm like, I'm not taking any risks. Anyway, she's wasted. She jumps in the water. Now I'm taking videos, and he's like, no. And I'm like, do they have wives? Like, what is going on here? So I'm like, they for sure have wives. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so now we're getting drunk, and like, she's literally jumping in the water, and now Celia is just like kind of in the back, like on her phone, and who's Alessandro looking up? Me. Why am I hooking up with my brother? Anyway, just grabs my face. We're making out.
You can't speak, that poor guy. All he could do was kiss you.
But that's my thing. I'm like, we can't even speak. Anyway, but you know what I realized? When I'm drunk, I could speak way better Italian because I'm not so worried about what I'm saying. I'm just kind of just like, if I fuck up, which makes you actually able to speak a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's like, when we were drunk, he's like, you can speak Italian. I'm like, listen. Anyway, then we're making out, and then I end up finding out that he has 3 ex-wives and all this stuff. And I'm like, are you even like single right now? Like, I don't even know what's going on. But like, anyways, there's something about like, you honestly don't even care at this situation.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to see these people again. And like, you're happy you went on a yacht and you had like an amazing night, but like, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after that night, it was awkward because like, he literally is like in the center of Salerno, like restaurant. And like after that, the next day he was like, I saw your post. Like you guys posted. We didn't post them, but like he was like, delete. Like your wife, bro, is not going to find out. Like we're literally
it's the railing of the yacht. Like,
and like
chill.
we're from Montreal. Like it's not like we're posting anything that's going to get to anyone.
Yeah.
If you are worried. Anyway,
That's
just
weird.
like weird. So I don't know if my guy had a wife, ex-wife. I don't know. It was just a gray area. I was just trying to have a good time, drink, and just fucking chill. I couldn't even speak Italian, like whatever. As we're making out later on, he's telling me he went to school in London and that he could actually speak English. I'm like, you motherfucker. He just doesn't try. You know what I mean?
They all don't try.
I'm like, oh, so you were in finance in London, so you speak English, I said to him. He's like, yeah. And then he starts speaking English. I'm like, you literally piece of shit.
I mean, he did a good tactic. If I can't speak to her, what could I do? Kiss. So I'm just gonna pretend like I can't.
Sounds
speak
like every
English.
Italian.
100%.
Anyway, so after that was like, okay, Salerno's not that bad. It's pretty fun. Like we had a really good time. And then I did Positano, but that was just like, there's no really like stories to really talk about. And then the main thing of being in Italy was that Saturday there's music on the rocks. And that's something we absolutely wanted to go to. So we had like booked a hotel and everything in Capri, but like it was getting really expensive because like whenever you're doing things and like you don't want to be like stingy about what you're doing. So you're trying to really live the moment and you're not trying to look at prices. But then when it came to like getting a hotel in Positano, because we didn't book in advance, it was looking like 2,500 a night to stay in Positano. So we're like, look, and because we were staying at our friend's place, we're never going to ask her for money. Like, even when we went to Capri, like, it's on us, you know? So, like, it was like, even between me and Celia, we were like, look, like, 2005 is ridiculous for a hotel for one night Saturday to do music on the rocks. I'm like, don't worry, guys. We're going to do music on the rocks. Mel's like, this is the only way we could do it. We could take the ferry at 8 o'clock with your heels on, click clack.
With the families.
On the ferry with the families and get to Positano at 9 o'clock, although no one goes to the fucking club at 9 o'clock. So we're going to have to wander around, wait. Meanwhile, we're disgusting by the time the club opens. And then on the way back, we're going to have to spend like 350 euros on a taxi to bring us back. And I'm like, the vibe is like not it. Like, that's not what we want to do. Like, so then Mel, because she's been in Italy for like 3 months, she's like, I have these friends. Maybe they're going to want to drive down. Like, we were trying to figure it out. And I'm like, guys, don't worry. Like, we'll figure it out. They're like, but Ale, how? Figure it out. I'm like, guys, it's going to work out. They're like, but how? So the day before Music on the Rocks, we were all so tired. We're like, we don't want to go out. And I'm like, guys, we need to go. Because we were going to like a really nice place in Salerno, which was like, we've done it in the day and it's like a really fancy beach. I'm like, look, if it's a nighttime thing and people are there drinking, like, who knows who we're going to meet? So I'm like, and my friend Celia was like, I really don't want to come. I'm like, you need to come. You need to come. So now Mel had a friend that she like knew that was going to like take us there. So we had originally went with like a Olympic diver and like a few of his friends, but like still driving Audis, still like the cool people of Salerno, okay? And then we get there and then it was like they've never seen girls in their life. Like every guy was like drawn to us. It was like, who do you want? And like hottest guys, all in Rolexes, all in APs. Like it was literally like, I didn't even know Salerno had this. You know what I mean?
Well,
I think
clearly
that's the
they
joke.
do.
Like I didn't know Salerno had this. Anyone who was like literally has family that's from Salerno, like I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, I get it.
And like just like literally pick your poison, like whoever you want. And anyway, so I'm just like, everyone's talking to people. I'm like, these are not the people that are gonna bring us the Music on the Rock. They're just not. And then this one guy comes up to me who like barely speak English, and I'm like, this is the one. This is the one. He said 2 words to me. Like I literally could smell it. Is that fucked up?
Yes.
My friends are like, Ale, but you're actually like crazy. I'm like, no, I just know. I know. So he comes up to me and he ends up being a soccer player from Salerno, a famous soccer player. I just can't get rid of these soccer players. They just love me.
You used to play soccer low when you were 8.
And I was just like, I'm tired. I want to go, but let me grab all the numbers I need. And when I didn't really give many numbers, but like that one, I was like, no, I'm going to take that guy's number because he's going to message me tomorrow and he's going to bring us some Music on the Rocks. So the next day he goes, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, like my friends are all just chilling because we want to do Music on the Rocks like later tonight. Okay. So then he was like, let's do lunch. And I'm like, he's fucking hot, tatted, like a hot, like Italian soccer player. Okay. I'm like, let's do lunch. And I'm just like, my friends are like sick. One doesn't want to go out. I'm like, I'm actually going right now alone. And he was like, bring a friend. I'm going to bring a friend. And I was like stressing. I'm like, none of my friends want to come. Like, I have to tell him right now, like, no, it's got to be just like me and you.
Yeah.
So he's like, none of your friends want to come. I'm like, no, maybe later. They're not feeling well. Like, do you mind if it's just us two? And like, do you know that I don't want it to be us two? Like, I can't even speak Italian. Like,
what are you guys going to say?
I'm so stressed. But then I'm like, Ale, get out of your comfort zone. You need to get to Music on the Rocks. You have to go. You have to push yourself. And in life, you have to push yourself. So I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to use Google Translator if I have to. I'm going to drink a lot if I have to, which anyway.
Yeah, you did.
So he picks me up and now I don't know at this point if he's still bringing a friend. So I get in the car and he's in the passenger seat and there's like an older man in the driver's seat. So I'm like, oh my God, well, let me just text my parents and say goodbye because I'm getting kidnapped right now. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Anyway, then all of a sudden we stop and he goes, okay, come, let's go. I'm like, wait, he has a driver in Salerno? It's his driver. I'm like, beautiful.
You went from kidnapped to queen.
Oh my God. I really do know how to pick up. We go into the nicest restaurant. I don't want to say this again, but we go to the nicest restaurant I've ever seen in Salerno. It was literally like the Milos of Montreal. Just like amazing fish. They knew him there. Like he was famous there. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go. And now, it's fun when the waiter's there and they're asking you what you want. And it's like English or Italian and I'm talking in English. But now the waiter is going to walk away now and it's, ciao.
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 Si.
Come stai? Yeah.
Come stai?
So we're trying. He's trying. I'm trying. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. And the only thing we're really communicating on is like drinking. So it's 1:00 and I'm starting to get hammered. Like he's going, this one, questo è pazzo. Like she's nuts. So now I'm just drinking. Like, and he's like, my God, this girl could drink. I'm like, no, I can't speak Italian.
Like that's the only thing.
That's the difference. Like, so now we're drinking and now some of his friends are coming. So now it's 6 guys, okay, sitting at a table and just me, one girl. And they're all flirting with me. And now I'm getting more wasted. So I'm flirting with everyone. And like they speak English, but not really. So it's really like, we're going back and forth here. And then he was like, oh, look, what do you want to do tonight? Like, I was thinking of going like to this place. I'm like, no, we're going to Music on the Rocks. We're going to Music on the Rocks. Where are you going, Alessia? You have no plans. And this guy was really into me, the soccer player. That He was like, okay, well, I guess I'm switching my plans. He goes, so then when he was like, hey, so we're going to go. I'm like, okay, like one of you guys is going to drive. He's like, no, we're taking the boat there. I was like, beautiful. All my friends are sleeping. I'm like, you fucking lucky bitches. You're lucky you have me in your life. By the way, I just want to let you know we're going to fucking Music on the Rocks. Not only by not ferry and not only by your fucking other option we had by car. We're going on for a fucking yacht. Like, don't say you guys don't love me and don't say I don't do shit for the group. Anyway, so now I'm flirting with all of them. And my guy's getting a little jealous because he's like, like, you're mine. Like, I brought you here.
Yeah.
And it was the only one I was really interested in. And then they all left after the lunch. Anyway, we're just getting hammered and hammered and hammered, and now we're making out. Like, so now this is the second boy I'm making out with in Italy, and I'm just like, what is life? So we're making out, and then his other guy friend comes to see us. He just has a lot of friends, and now we end up he owns restaurants and a club, so we end up at like the club before it turns into the club. So like when you show up and like people are cutting the limes and everything. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, who am I in Salerno? Like, I want to go to my friends. We're like making out, we're playing music, but we're the only ones there. But it was like a lot of fun, and like we were just getting to know each other, and whatever we couldn't communicate with, we were just like Google translating. Mm-hmm. Then he starts telling me, I really like you. I'm like, you don't really like me.
Did he do it on Google Translate?
Like, no, but like certain things he was saying, like he was, anyway, and I was just like, you don't like me. Then he goes, and if anyone has been listening to this podcast, what are you doing after? I want to take you to Ibiza. What was I saying? I'm going to meet a guy who's going to take me to Ibiza because I want to go to Ibiza after. And that's why like I'm like skeptical about my plane, like my trip back. Even though I like booked it, I was like, I want to go to Ibiza. I'm like, no, I don't believe this. He's going to do Ibiza. Anyway, he's like, don't worry, I'll handle everything. I'm like, yeah, duh. Like, duh. You can't just have a private driver and then expect me to book my own flight.
Yeah.
So then from there, he asked all his friends, and then we did a boat, and it was just like fucking vibes. Like I was like, when we're on the boat, everyone's having fun. I'm like, guys, we're gonna take a ferry. We're gonna do a ferry. They got like a bunch of pizzas. We're like getting wasted, eating on our way to Music on the Rocks.
I want to know how long you were drunk for, because it's sounding like 12 hours.
Veronica, it was the longest day of my life. Mm-hmm. It was the longest day of my life.
I don't even know how you kept drinking.
No, I was so exhausted, but I'm pulling through because I'm not going to miss Music on the Rocks. So after that whole day, he's telling me I like you. He's so down to do music on the rocks now, right? So I go back home. We change. I get my friends all up to date. I'm like, guys, the friends are cute here. Like, you're going to have fun. Like, it's going to be sick. So now we go and everyone's normal. All the Italian guys are normal, respectful. You know, we're all sober. Okay. Then we go to music on the rocks. We all get plastered. We're in VIP. I said, guys, not only are we going to music on the rocks, we're not going by ferry and we're going to be in VIP. They're like, okay, Alessia.
Yeah, literally.
While we're in VIP, I'm like, what did I tell you, bitches? Anyway, so it was just like a really fun, chill day, a night. And then when it's time to leave, you know, we're all wasted. Now we have to get on the first boat to bring us to the yacht. Now we all get on the yacht and I'm like, oh, it's literally like 4 a.m. Like, you're not sexy anymore. You're crusty. You just want the boat to take off and bring you back to Salerno, okay? Yeah. All of a sudden, one gets naked and starts jumping in the water. The other one's jumping. They're skinny dipping. I'm like...
You're like, get back on the boat.
I'm like, oh, we're not taking off and leaving. We're staying in Positano at night and now everyone's skinny dipping. And now my friends are just like, I want to leave. And that's when the trip took a turn. Everything always comes with a cost. They start like helicoptering their dick, jumping in the water, and they're like, girls, get in. And I'm just like, no, you don't have a say, you know? So now it's 3 hours. Okay. Now it's like 7 a.m. I'm literally in the most like Ibiza top. Like it's not a top. It's just like little, if you guys check my Instagram, it's little like just fucking.
Yeah. Like
it's not even a top.
Metal
it's just a metal like
chain
top.
Yeah.
And I'm just like there and they're wiggling their dicks and they're jumping in the water. I'm like, I'm never getting home. Like, I'm here to stay. And then all of a sudden, like, the guys start getting like, not aggressive, but like, they chose who they wanted. And then they were trying to like, one was trying to hook up with my friend Mel and she was like, no. And then like, it was like, oh my God, like, I actually wish we didn't do this.
Yeah.
That's the part that's shitty. It's like you don't see someone's true colors and then they get drunk. Then they feel like, well, you're on this boat. We're wiggling our dicks. We're here. like hook up with us kind of thing. And I started getting really annoyed with my guy because when we were inside Music on the Rocks, he started introducing me to all his friends because he's from Salerno. He knows people at Music on the Rocks. Introducing me to every single person as his girlfriend. I literally was having panic attacks. My friends were like, are you? I'm like, he's literally introducing. And then they're like, how long have you known each other? I'm like, no, we're not dating. Like, we just met on this trip. Like, we met yesterday. Like,
that's weird.
Just me. And then he's literally writing to me like, I really like you. But we're doing this Google Translate. Like, I'm literally sitting on his lap and he's Google Translating. Like, I really like you. Like, I'm sensing like, because then I started getting annoyed and then I kind of had it in my face. And then he started realizing that like I wasn't so down.
Yeah.
So then that's when it was like getting weird and like, oh, it was just a mess. And by the time we got back with the boat guys, it was 9 a.m. Like, you're not sexy at that point. Like, no girl is sexy when they've been partying all night. You know, your winged eyeliner is not winged anymore. It's trash. And I'm freezing on a boat. Cause like, and then my friend is getting like harassed and she's like, stop touching me. Like, I have a boyfriend. Like, she's literally making lies. She's like, I have a boyfriend and they're not stopping. I feel like a lot of Italian men are very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, they don't take no for an answer. And like, that's when I was like, oh God, like, just bring us home. Like, my guy wasn't like that, but I was just getting annoyed with him for like other reasons. And then I was like, once we get off this boat, I'm never answering this guy again. We got off the boat and that was history.
100%.
He's writing to me.
But that's why sometimes it's so like when you could just do something on your own, like it's almost better.
Yes, but like we weren't getting to Music on the Rocks.
I know. But you know what I mean though? It's like sometimes you're like, fuck, I wish that
I wish I could rent this yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I'm so like, I don't want anyone to talk to me on the boat because they're all so annoying that there's a place you could go inside and sleep that's in the heat.
Yeah.
But we're driving back and I'm freezing with my no top on and I'm just like, I'm not moving. And like anything that anyone's doing is like bothering me. And I'm like, guys, could we leave? They're jumping in the water. I'm like, could we leave? Like, I was getting annoying after 2 hours of being like, literally 100%. Just there. You're just like, I'm tired. I'm wasted. Like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a whole disaster. So that just like capped off.
You're like ready to go to a different country now.
Ready to go to a different country. Then we go to Mykonos, and that's where, you know, we're like, So I made out with 2 Italian boys.
In Mykonos?
No,
No, in Italy.
I made out with 2 Italian boys in Italy. And then the second I got to Mykonos, every German guy liked me. I don't know why I was every German guy's type. But like, can we talk about Germans for a second? They're very hot. But I can't understand what they're saying. Their accents are so thick. Deutsch. Like, I can't understand. Like, do you know how to do a German accent?
No. But Pia's German. So
Yeah.
I guess I would understand it more because I really understand her accent. But she also has really good, like, speaks really well.
Yeah,
English.
but like it was really hard to understand. I have a few notes, so I just want to go through them. Oh, hottest cab drivers in Mykonos,
That's true.
right?
Yeah. Also, like, everywhere, actually, like, even in Spain, like, all the cab drivers were super young.
Like, this
I was
is
like,
not
what's
what
going
we
on?
get here.
Yeah. It's like, why are you guys all young? But I get it. Like,
They're all with, like-
but every fucking cab 4 minutes away, it's 36 euros. Of course, I'm going to be a cab driver.
And they're all wearing Rolexes and Louis Vuitton
No
glasses.
shit.
I'm like, what do you do?
Charge people 36 euros for a 2-minute drive.
Yeah. And whenever like any Italian guy or anything was like, baby, you know, they're the biggest fuck boys. Any guy who says baby all the time, it's like, whoa.
I think there's a lot of things, like, especially like any, like, I can only say for Italians, but it's like, you're Italian, you like know a couple of words in English and you feel like that's the way to like get an English girl, like, and you try to use those things, but it's not the same as like no one would say that, you know?
Yeah. So a while back, when I was in New York City for Halloween weekend, I bumped into Mike Maljack. If nobody knows who that is, he is part of the Impulsive podcast, which is like Logan Paul, Mike Maljack, and I don't know who the other guy is. But
George.
yeah, but so when I had bumped into him, I 100% knew who he was, but I had to act like I didn't know who he was. Anyways, he stopped me, we chatted, we had a little bit of a talk, and then we kind of went our separate ways. Then when I was in Miami, he DM'd me. And when he DM'd me, it's because I was going on Explore. So he probably saw me on Explore.
Yeah.
And I, to this day, was like, did he DM me because he recognized me as the girl the girl he stopped
In New York.
in New York City
Yeah.
Halloween weekend? Or is he just DMing because he's like, who's this girl?
Yeah.
So I was always conflicted. So he DM'd me, whatever. So now I'm in his DMs, whatever. And now we get to Mykonos and Veronica's on her way and she's like, by the way, Alessia, I just want to let you know, like, Logan Paul, Mike Maljack, and all of them, they're all in Mykonos. And I'm like, wait. She's like, well, Alessia, you have to, you're in his DMs. Like, you
Yeah.
have to DM him. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're in Mykonos. Like, we're probably just going to bump into them. So the next day, actually, we went out. We're walking. And at this point, we already knew that they were going to be in Mykonos. We're just walking, and all of a sudden, a security guard comes by us. Wait,
Yeah.
explain your part first. Because
I had first noticed Logan walking by me. And by the way, I made eye contact with all of them. I was like, hello. And they walked by. It was like Logan, and then it was Mike, and then it was Jeff. And I was looking at Jeff, and he looked at me, and he kind of smiled. And I was like, okay, like, sure. Can I come with you guys? Like, how does this work? Do I just follow the security guard? Like, what do we do here? But Alessia so far behind me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a situation where I could just like pinch her and grab her from the back.
you would
and
have
we
been
could-
like, that's Mike.
yeah, like it would have been like a quick, but she's like literally 20 people behind me. So I stop as soon as they walk by me, I stop and I'm looking for Alessia, like hoping that she's gonna see them. Something could happen. And then she emerges from the crowd and I'm like, so?
we look at each other
Yeah.
and we know. Like, I was like,
so did you fucking talk to him?
so as I'm walking by him and I know he's going to see me. And I mean, look, you DM me, you know who I
Yeah.
am. So you're going to say, like, you're going to,
Yeah.
obviously, if you look at me, you're going to say, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Just as he's walking by me, it was literally like a movie. Like, we literally pass each other. Logan says something to him. He turns around and is talking to Logan. And I miss my opportunity as I walk by him for him to see me fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm there and I see him talking to Logan. I'm trying to slow down my walk and like wait till he's done talking so he could turn back. And I don't know if like right after we passed each other, because like I turned and I feel like he turned and was like, wait. But I'm not 100% sure because
Yeah.
everything was happening so fast.
Yeah.
I'm like, Veronica, I missed it by a hair.
And now we were on a hunt. We were like, we are gonna chill with them.
Yeah.
Like, we need to find them.
Yeah.
And we
Like
went all
from
around
one
Mykonos.
podcast to another. Like, fuck, you're not just gonna leave us in the dust.
Seriously, we have one fan in Mykonos. Like, hello.
So then after the next night, we like didn't see them. And I was literally like, the next day, I was like, do I just message Mike? Like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to. I really would have loved for it to happen organically.
Yeah.
I didn't want to DM him, honestly, because the way I really played it out is I had no idea who he was. And like, I want you to know, I was following Mike Maljack before all of this. And Veronica was like, I don't know what happened, but I was like, I unfollowed him. And you're like, why? I'm like, well, because the day he DMs me, I don't want it to be like I know him and like I'm following him. I kid you not, when he fucking DM'd me, I was like, there's a reason I unfollowed. Like, how crazy is it to put something out in the universe like that and then it just happens? It's just so weird. It's so weird. Anyway, yeah, so then I end up DMing him and I'm like, hey, like, I answered his story about him being in Mykonos saying like, thought I saw you the other night. Yeah, okay, thought I saw you. I fucking saw you.
Like, I ran back after you.
And then he's like, haha, no way. Like, anyway, he's like, why didn't you say hi? I'm like, wasn't sure if it was you. Like, ew. Anyway, then he was like, what's your plan? Like, we're going out tonight, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I knew that it had to happen. Like, I knew they had just gotten to Mykonos, but I knew you were leaving the next day. So we had to have went out.
That night.
Yeah. Like, there was no other option.
Yeah.
Talk a bit. I'm out of breath.
Well, I mean, that's it. We went to meet up with them. And then we went to like this club. And it was just very like... It's French Montana's table. It's me at Coachella. It's all these times where you're just like with people that, what do you say? You don't say anything. You stand there and you don't say anything.
I mean, Mike was pretty nice. Like,
Mike
he
was very
spoke
nice
with us and took like a couple of shots.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't get the attention I needed.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I don't understand. And like, we were like the hotter ones there. Like, I'm so confused. Anyways,
weird.
Yeah.
But it was really one of those moments where we're just like, okay, well.
At first we went to Void and like we showed up there later. He was like, get yourself out of bed, because I was eating pizza and I was gonna end the night. And then he was like, we're going here. And I was like, I guess I'm going out. I got ready because you were out.
I was already out.
You were already out. I'm like, Veronica, I'm getting ready in 15 minutes. We're going out and we're going to meet them at Void. By the time we get to Void, like Alec Monopoly's there and he's performing. Sorry, we're at Bonbonniere and he's performing at Void. Yeah. So when we got there, Mike was like, we're actually leaving to go to Void because he's performing. We get there and Veronica goes, an hour and a half later. Ale, I think like the table we're at, it's because like one of their friends is like DJing. I'm like, Veronica, Alec Monopoly is performing. He was at Bonbonniere. Like, they all left to go to Void.
I'm like, no way. That guy with the weird hat is Alec Monopoly. Like, that's fucking, like, I swear, like, I need to know. Like, I'm here. Like, he could have said hi to me. I'd be like, who are you? Your hat's ugly. Like, that's my problem.
Yeah, well, you were focused on one thing, and it was Jeff.
100%. And he was focused on other things. Guys, it's.
But I remember being, like, even when we were at Void, like, I get it. You're doing your thing. Like, you invite girls, but like you're doing your own thing. And like, I just was like, I'm not going to lie. Like, at that moment on, I was like, I'd rather be with people who don't think they're anyone's, that are just there to have a good time and actually give you the time of day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I totally agree. And that's why I always say this. It's like all the tables. It's French Montana's table. It's all the tables. You're there, but you're just there. That's all you are. You're there. You're not having fun. You're barely fucking drinking because everyone feels uncomfortable to drink out of the bottles and you feel like a soldier. You're not actually genuinely having fun. And you're like, why am I even here? Like, what am I even going to get out of this? Nothing.
Yeah.
So we left.
So then Veronica was like, say bye. And I'm like, for what?
Listen, I still disagree with this one, but
I was like, why? You know, there's certain situations where you're just like, if someone's not even giving you the time of day and they're like doing other things and they're not really like, they're kind of in a way ignoring you. Like, why go out of the way to be like, okay, we're leaving. So we just like fucked off. And then as we're walking out and we're leaving, somebody as we're walking the Mykonos trip is like, yo, those were the girls that were with Logan Paul and everyone in the booth.
That killed me though. It made us want to go back and be like, okay, we're back actually.
No,
Hey.
literally.
It's so funny to be on the other side of that. You know, like I get it. I get it when it seems so unattainable, but when you're there, it's so different. When you're in the mix, it's suddenly so attainable and you're just like, okay, whatever. Like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's that.
That is that. I made out with 2 German guys, but didn't like have sex with anyone, and honestly didn't want to. Like, I don't know, wasn't like,
I mean, hooking
really
up, it's
went
just,
there.
it happens.
I
if it
know, but I
happens.
think I just want to like close it off with saying like I really went there going like I feel like my husband is in Mykonos, and I realized that like when you go there with expectations, like it's really at the end of the day, when I really think about it, a boyfriend, a husband, it's not what I want. So like obviously it didn't attract and work for me because
Yeah.
it's like I say it as a joke, and it would have been nice to meet someone, and I did. If I think about it now, like I met a lot of people, and like
Yeah.
I'm still in contact with people, but like you just like no one I see myself actually like dating, or like, you know, it was really just one of those trips that was like with friends, a lot of laughs, a lot of personalities. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I had a I think I was drunk every minute of like all the time. It was really go, go, go for me. Do everything, fucking go
Yeah.
everywhere. I was really like insane this
Yeah.
trip. And like I've come back with that energy too. Like I'm like, wait, like I'm really on an insane thing. And I know that I said like, oh, I'm so chill getting out of my relationship, whatever. But I don't know what it is. It's just like this trip, everything just kind of like kickstarted for me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, let's fucking go. Let's party. Let's meet as many people as we can meet.
That's
So,
the best
I don't
thing
know.
about
It was a really
That's the thing I love the most about traveling is like you meet literally so many people.
Yeah.
Then you come back and you're like, but I still have these connections. Like even if I'm back in Montreal, like I'm so happy to be back in Montreal. Like my liver is actually done. My feet, I wear 35 different types of heels and I have blisters from every single angle you could think of. Like
Yeah.
I literally don't have it in me to party. Like I don't know how you're doing
I'm
it.
hungover, guys. It's 2 times this week I black
I'm
out.
sick. I literally cannot drink an ounce of vodka. Like, in my life, I've never been a huge drinker. And like, I will go out and like, you'll think I'm drunk, but like, I'm never really. This trip, I've really been like, next club. Like, I've literally like no sleep, drinking. Like, my body's never done this. So I'm really like still recuperating.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been on that level of like doing that, but just keeping going, like not even taking a second. Like, guys, I came back the next day, I got a fucking gum graft, like surgery. I was blackout hungover. Like,
I don't know.
Just even the night that I left Ibiza, I went out, Mykonos. I went out the entire day in Mykonos. We partied the whole day.
Yeah.
Literally until 3 a.m. I came home, packed my luggage, left to the airport. I was falling asleep on my luggage. Left to the airport.
I don't
did a
even want to
whole
talk
day
about
of
me
travel,
leaving.
Almost didn't get on my flight. Didn't sleep on the way home, and then I finally got home, and I was still like ready to go. Like I'm
don't know
sick right
how.
now. I'm mental right now. I'm really in a mental state, and it's just
It's
just
the
funny.
high off life where you're going through right
I
now.
think it was just I really needed a trip. At the end of the day, like I'm a big traveler, and it's like the first big trip that I've done like since COVID. And I've always been like a big traveler and like love meeting people and seeing my friends again. Like
Yeah.
I was just like really grounded and really like I know who I am again. And like
Yeah.
it was really like a good awakening to be back with like those two because they really have this other side of me. And like it's nice to be reminded of that and to be around that again. And I feel like I've come back with like those same like revamped values
Yeah.
of like what we used to share together and like those things. You know, like I feel like it's easy to get lost. And sometimes you need those outsiders
Yep.
to come and like switch you back into place.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really had that. I really had
How
that
do
on
you
the trip.
feel now being back? Like, how do you feel differently about like your ex-boyfriend? Like, how do you feel being back now? Like, is it different than before you left on your trip?
Not really.
No, same.
It's hard to say because like there was so much going on before my trip, like planning the trip and then on the trip. Obviously, like I'm just so busy and then now I'm back and there's
Yeah.
been so much going on. Like it's hard to compare because I've just been so busy that
Yeah.
I haven't really
But
I
it
just feel like I had the break and I had the distance to like not have to worry like am I going to run into you when we're out? Like and I hate that. Like I don't like worrying about those things, you know? And just being able to do whatever and you're not looking at your phone, you don't give a fuck, like you're just
Oh, we know
living your life.
you're willing to let that phone go before you go.
I was like, see you later, baby. It's an iPhone fucking 11 anyways. I got the new one.
I don't know how, because on a trip, I'm like, I need it.
100,
Please.
no, 100%. Anyways, guys, we have to end this episode because I have to go to work after this. So
Yes.
all to say, I mean, I really had a good trip. I know that you also really had a good trip. It was crazy. It was wild. I feel like it's so hard to put into words, you know, but
I came back from this trip and I'm like, I need to breathe. I'm so happy not traveling for like a little bit. Like, I just want to get my life a little bit more in order. Like, I'm happy being back. Like, 8 days in Mykonos is a lot of time. Like, if I can tell anyone, don't do more than 4 days.
Yeah.
8 days is like brutal, especially when you're going on and on and on. Like, so anyway, guys, we love you. We will see you next fucking Monday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and
see you next week.
Chemical X.
Si, 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 si,